You tell him.
Deal.
Tell him.
The
Wu-Tang Killer Bees. Inspector Deck. RZA.
Yeah, I was way too old when I finally figured out what RZA meant.
Yeah. And I say for someone that enjoys Wu-Tang Clan as much as I do, it took me too long to figure it out too, so I shouldn't laugh. So I was in my 20s, and I was like,
I was in my 20s. I was probably on the back half of it. But you want to hear a funny story?
What?
So somehow devices connecting or whatever, and this even, I swear this happened on my iPhone too, but if I pause the video and like close YouTube, not like force close, but just opt out of it, I always got a notification and it says continue watching on this video on your Xbox. In my brain, I'm thinking it's maybe connecting to my PlayStation, you know, because having the Xbox app and everything else, right? Not thinking about the person downstairs. And one day I accidentally clicked it and I thought it was going to pop up. I'm sitting there waiting for it to pop up on my computer. Then I hear them in the middle of the game freaking out because Netflix randomly opened up on their Xbox.
Oh, that's great.
Imagine playing Call of Duty and then somebody else just has control and takes over, and all of a sudden it's like opening up another app. Like, what? At least with the, you know, this newest generation of consoles, it's not going to affect you as much. You can probably get back super quick.
Yeah. If you were an online match though, you're like kind of.
I wonder what would happen since it runs apps in the background.
Yeah.
If you switch back quick enough, would it not count as inactive, or would it just disconnect you?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like it would just disconnect you. But who knows? I don't plan on finding out what the answer to that question is, as I don't do console anymore.
You don't really
except for to play God of War.
And you don't even really play that style of game that much anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, shooters are behind me now. Reaction time is not what it used to be anymore. I'm just not a shooter guy anymore.
I told somebody that I don't want to get the newest Call of Duty just because, well, like when they talk about playing, I'm like, I'm not gonna be good at it anymore.
Yep, that's pretty much why I don't do it anymore. I'm like, yeah, I'm not good.
I don't necessarily have the evidence to prove it, but what I do have is the fact that I don't play any games that they're really at that speed anymore.
Yeah. I have the evidence that I have is that I used to be fucking amazing at Call of Duty. And then every time that I've touched Call of Duty since in the last like couple years, hot garbage.
Now, of course, that's specifically talking Call of Duty. I will say, like, when you first picked up Halo, after not doing shooters at all for a long, long time, it was bad.
Oh, yeah.
But once we got into the habit of playing it more regularly, not so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that, and I'd never had really played shooters with a mouse and keyboard before. It had always been controllers. So that was also somewhat new to me.
So,
in that aspect.
Do you remember what game I told you is available free and it's been out for like a month now? So,
yep.
You know when a game mode comes back, I need to know.
Oh yeah, I have the game downloaded. I'm just waiting for when it's time to play it.
Did you ever try the shooter that is a mix of Halo and Portal?
No, I didn't. I'm dying. Oh,
You literally just
Yeah.
shoot portals across the map and you try to like peek all the way on the other side.
that is hot. 'Cause I remember watching your stream when you played it a few times, and yeah, it looked like you had the portal gun, but it was basically Halo.
Mm-hmm. Literally,
I was
it
like,
had
that's
shoddy
kinda cool.
snipers when Halo didn't have shoddy snipers.
Did they put that in Infinite yet? But I don't know. I haven't been paying attention because I kind of like I got
haven't
Haloed
opened it
out.
since we
Oh,
started this.
I'm pretty sure I deleted it.
Because we went Halo to hopping into doing this.
Yeah,
And I
Yeah,
haven't
we
played
did.
Halo since.
because Halo was getting kind of stale.
I think one of the biggest things that was getting stale about it was we struggled to ever have people join
Yeah,
us.
that too. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it was time to move on to other things.
We'll get you back on your Fortnite kick and we'll play some of it.
I could play some Fortnite again. I could do that.
I'm all about those.
As long as it's the no building mode.
If it's not like God of War or the next Spider-Man game when it comes out, or probably the AEW game, I'm all about the free games at this point. So, hey, Overwatch, how you doing?
Yeah,
Oh, Fortnite.
Yeah, so we'll check that out. I mean, obviously, I have to get the new Pokemon game. Like, I don't even want to. It's just I'm required to by law to get the new Pokemon game. So I got to do that. But I'm gonna finish God of War first, because if I get Pokemon while I have God of War, what'll happen is I'll do exactly like I did last time with the last God of War, when I borrowed it from you. I started playing it, like played half of it, and then I bought another game. I can't remember what game I bought. And I played the shit out of that. And then I was like, oh yeah, I was halfway through God of War. Now I got to start over and play again.
And it's been so many years since it came out that it's like good luck trying to remember.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I was like, yep, nope. I have to finish this game, and then I can get Pokemon. Also, I'm
Sunday.
waiting until I got some more money to get Pokemon.
I think Sunday I'll play my next batch of it after the game.
Yeah.
I'll play game, chill for a bit, dinner, chill for a little bit, game for like 3-4 hours.
I work on Sunday. It'll be fun. Not U of M.
Oh, I was gonna say main job or one of the other
Side.
things.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta have my other stuff to do. I wish I could just do one thing that paid enough, but gotta do what I gotta do. I'm getting it together. I'm almost there.
There's one thing we gotta do. Because it's Friday night and you know what that means. The last of AEW TV besides Countdown.
Doesn't count.
Before full AEW Full Gear on Saturday night. We are Top Rope Tokes. I'm just saying, that guy over there.
He's range of motions.
I almost pointed with the wrong hand. I was like, I know better now.
It's me. I'm here.
And you know what? I guess it was yesterday at some point. Tony Khan had some kind of press conference. That's the
Oh.
thing before the pay-per-view. And they updated us about something we were wondering about on Wednesday night. The whole Ricky Starks aspect of trying to wrestle 2 matches before the finals on the pay-per-view when there's only 1 show left.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how it kind of came out.
Okay, so that's when it was addressed. All right.
Because it sure as
They
hell
just
wasn't
started the
Dynamite.
show off like, hey, you guys know this already. And I was like, no, I don't. But all right.
So Ricky had Archer tonight.
Mhm.
Going to, after defeating Lance Archer tonight, he'll be facing Brian Cage on the 0 Hour on YouTube tomorrow night before the pay-per-view. And then the finals will happen on, I'm assuming Dynamite, because I forgot that part.
Yes, it was Dynamite that they said. I don't know if they said it was specifically the next Dynamite, but they did say Dynamite.
Yeah, because, you know, they never like to do anything truly of consequence on Rampage.
No.
Here's some average video packages and some solid wrestling.
Yeah. That's the one thing that we do get is we always get some solid wrestling on Rampage. But story beat wise, yeah, you don't get shit.
I mean, the most consequential thing from tonight in terms of in-ring stuff, I mean, it has to be exactly that. Just the fact that Ricky's moving on in that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could say there was things that they tried to make a big deal out of, failed. But, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked all the matches today, at least. That's Rampage for me.
Mm-hmm.
Good matches.
It was impressive seeing Ricky Starks out there battling a giant wearing them slides.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Ricky Starks was looking like he just got off of his office job and he had won tickets to a Devils game, and he's like, hell yeah, let's go to this Devils game. And then he just got jumped by this big ass white man.
Did you see or hear anything about why he had a Devils jersey on? He's not from there, and it had his name on it too, so it wasn't like a random Devils jersey.
Because New Jersey loves Ricky Starks, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he went to the game and got to be like a special guest or something.
Could be.
I don't know.
I just didn't catch anything, and I know he's from New Orleans.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Or Louisiana.
It's because the word new. Mm-hmm. They got that new connection. So Ricky Starks is new.
Ooh.
Orleans.
Just sitting thinking in my
Jersey.
head, it popped up because, you know, MJF is the devil. Like, that would have made sense. Although his character and being from New York, you know, he can't really support New Jersey. It probably wouldn't go great.
I don't know. I don't know the dynamic between New York and New Jersey peoples.
I guess it depends on what mood he's in, just because, you know, the whole money guy from New York and New Jersey being the armpit. Probably wouldn't. But then again, when he was full heel, he would talk trash about any part of New York that wasn't Long Island. It had to be Long Island. Now, he's a lot more open to any part.
Does. He's just like, yeah, New York. I'm MJF. And I'm almost a baby face.
But
People love me too much for me to be a full-on heel, so I'm doing this thing now.
Ricky Starks in his New Jersey Devil jerseys. Feels weird to say Jersey and every other word there. But what did you think of the ending as he hit a spear but like rolled them up at the same time?
It was weird looking, but it was cool though. It was different. I hadn't seen that.
And that's why I feel like that's why I'm kind of torn, because it was unique.
It was different, but it wasn't so clean.
Mm-hmm. And I think by the nature of doing a roll up, it kind of takes away some of the impact that you can have with the spear as a move.
Yeah. But still, I think the way they do it is kind of like playing into, Ricky Starks just hit big Lance Archer with this spear, but he's still going to need to roll him up, like, because he's probably only a little dazed.
Because he sat right up after. Yeah, I mean, they definitely played the story, played into the size differential and being a big guy, so just being quick to act on it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that's what they're going for here, is with that roll up pin. It's like saying, hey, Stark shocked him, he hit him with that big spear, but better roll him up because Lance Archer is not going down that easy.
Yeah, he was not down for long either, because so we had the whole Brian Cage come out, Starks kind of walks up the ramp and they're looking at each other. Archer is, already back out, attacking Ricky again. We talked about this. He's slaying giants right now.
That's what he's doing. They're building him up the right way. He's going to take on all these massive, meaty men
that physically dominate him by doing things like choke slamming him on the steps.
That was pretty cool.
That's after he took one on the corner of the apron earlier in the match too. I'm sure his back is not feeling nice.
Yeah, he's hopefully, I don't know how young is Ricky Starks. Do you know?
I want to say maybe late 20s.
Okay, so he might feel it in his back, but I was gonna say because he's like one of those, could be in the 20s, could be early 30s.
Oh, 32.
And just look real young. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. He might be in his 30s and look young. So yeah, his back probably is gonna hurt. Because once you hit them 30s, the back hurts.
I mean, once you're in the 30s, it hurts for no dang reason, let alone being slammed twice on it.
That's what I'm saying. His back probably already hurt that day just because he woke up. And then you get slammed 2 times, choke slammed 2 times on something that doesn't give. Yeah.
I mean, after this years of trying to carry the Team Taz, and now you're trying to carry Rampage, that's a lot of pressure on your back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least he doesn't have to do what Greg Jennings did.
I mean, to be fair, we don't actually know. They did say they pushed this week back because of an injury.
Yeah.
What if last week he was like walking around like, no, I could do it, and he's like sitting there holding his knee like, I could put the show on my back.
I can put Rampage on my back.
99 yards. End to end. Just let me go out there.
Yeah, there we go.
Actually, that could be a great promo. Like, have him do that.
Oh, shit. It's Lance Archer. One of the hardest hidden wrestlers in AEW. But I gotta do this shit, though.
The sad part is, as we're sitting there talking about it, I'm like, I could totally see this be a hell of like a babyface promo if he was about to have some kind of Iron Man match and be like, whole hour of Rampage, let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say everyone in our age bracket would just like, I don't know, I'd probably explode with excitement. I'd be like, yo, is he doing the Greg Jennings? Is he doing that right now?
What would you enjoy more, that or Captain Insano Shows No Mercy?
Ooh.
It's like one was a big movie and one was just like the closest thing to like viral and memes that we had at the time.
So I'm gonna say it now. I want a Captain Insano spinoff. Like, give me a Captain Insano movie. Make it like a comedy biopic.
You know what?
Like Captain Insano.
I don't even care if they did something that Adam Sandler is very familiar with at the moment. Direct to Netflix. You can have quality movies go on Netflix.
Do it. Yep, do that. I want to see it. Captain Insano biopic. Please.
Ooh.
Give it to me. I need water.
And you have another old man on that roster that you can put to be like on the other side that can actually play the other side of it. Like if you need a heel to be, Captain Insano's face in this story. You got Mark Henry. Just bring him in there to be on the other side. I mean, he's a freaking giant, but you gotta give, if it's a biopic about him, you have to have some kind of adversity, right?
Yeah, he has to face Mark Henry.
There's not that many people that you could look at across from Captain Insano and go, that guy's intimidating.
Yeah. I mean, Mark Henry still, like, his chest is bigger than Powerhouse Hobbs's. And not, like, because he's fat. Like, he's still buff as shit. God damn. Yeah. Captain Insane. How did I get Captain Insane? We've been talking about this Captain Insano biopic for so long now. This is great.
Went from
theoretical wrestling.
Ricky Starks pulling a Greg Jennings. You're just thinking about like things from, nostalgia. Like what would pop more? Greg Jennings quotes.
Oh yeah, yep. And that's what it is. You asked me a high question because I was already going off the rails, and then you asked me a high question, and right off the tracks, dog.
Well, if we want to stay if we want to be straight off the tracks, I could have went into. I was talking with my coworker today, and we talked about like video game movies. And I said something
video
negative
game movies, how
about,
much they suck.
Well, no, I mentioned specifically the one of suckiness, and I ripped on Super Mario Brothers.
Hey,
and she yelled at me for it, kind of like that.
Hey, the movie is so good, you could eat a dick,
sir.
I love that movie.
I bought it. Me, you, and Brandon tried to watch it and had to quit.
We loved it, okay? We had to stop because we loved it so much that we wanted to preserve it in our minds.
It's over here somewhere.
As how great it is. So, bam.
Where is this terrible thing?
Talking that shit about my Super Mario Bros. Movie. And those Goombas, man. Those Goombas were so good. Looking like creepy Fester in a trench coat. Man.
Listen, it was so bad that when I offered to give up Brandon some of the movies before I try to get rid of them, that I think I didn't even give him the choice to give get rid of or to take that one, because I think I was like, no, this must be destroyed.
Yeah, there is a copy of it at my house. I probably shouldn't have told you that since you're the Super Mario Bros. Destroyer. Yeah. I'm not gonna go get mine, but I definitely have it.
No, I think I ended up deciding to keep it just so I could possess it.
And I'm say, in all seriousness, I have it, and I've not finished it since I've owned it.
I want to watch Double Dragon sometime soon, because that's one of those old ones that I have not seen in a long time.
That is a real good one. I watched it recently. It's so good. It holds up so well. It's no, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I have no idea how I liked it as a kid, because it's fucking terrible. But it's one of those things that's so bad that you can laugh at some things, so you'll still get a little enjoyment out of it. But most of the movie is just dog shit, and you'll be feeling like you wasted your time.
So I have that feeling. Everyone rips on Annihilation. I enjoy a decent amount of Annihilation just because of fan service of seeing characters pop up and stuff like that. And then you get to like the last third of the movie, and I'm like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I don't remember Annihilation all that well.
Shao Kahn's on the screen a lot more. He's a terrible actor. They have the crumbling castle, and then the big giant dragon fight with terrible graphics.
Oh, and they had that fine ass Jade on there. Yep. I remember Jade. She was all whispering at Liu Kang and stuff. I don't remember what she said.
What do you think one of the reasons I liked Double Dragon? Young ass.
But he was like, oh yeah, she is in that. Yeah. Cause yeah, she's like one of the leaders of that
group that they work with. Or...
Yeah, that the power team or something. It's some kind of lame generic name.
I remember everything feeling like it was inspired by Nickelodeon, like the color schemes and stuff. Remember bright colors?
Yeah. I mean, but that was the 90s though. Stuff was bright.
Hey, Cartoon Network was always black and white.
But that was late 90s.
But
like Double Dragon time of the 90s, everything was still bright.
See how much that we want to talk about Rampage?
Yeah, let's talk about wrestling, guys. We're going to talk about some wrestling today. I'm telling you. There's probably some wrestling in Double Dragon.
Yeah, there's nothing even really to try to lump in together. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara look like they might finally start to have issues. You said you tuned it out entirely. So I'll just kind of quickly point it out for you. Jericho said he was sure that Danielson and Claudio will eventually tear each other apart. The title's going to stay with JAS, more specifically with him. Sammy's there to help protect it, and Jericho walks off, and Sammy goes, "We'll see about that."
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, but Jericho's still going to keep that title. Though it's just going to start the splinter there, which is... So, this JAS stuff is weird. So Sammy's going to be the one that leaves and not Daniel Garcia. Like, we're just going to forget the whole Daniel Garcia thing. It's just
And it's also weird because like they tried to do something where they singled out Sammy back in the day with Inner Circle, like when MJF was trying to push him out and stuff, where they were trying to make him more individual, maybe push him a little bit.
mm-hmm.
Are they gonna fail for a
But-
second time? Is that where they're going with this?
I don't know. Whatever he does, he has to be a heel still. So I don't know. He could be the solo heel, maybe. I don't know. But then, yeah, he could do that. Because him and Ty Mello are still the most thing in wrestling.
Yeah, because I don't see it being a situation where he can overthrow Jericho from the Jericho Appreciation Society.
No, him and Ty will just leave. I think that's what'll happen. And then they'll just have Anna Jay as the lone woman.
At that point,
And then she'll just still talk about choking people out.
yeah, I don't know. Just, I wonder how much has been affected by the number of injuries that they've had. So you had to change up stories and then brawl out and everything else because everyone just keeps the whole elite CM Punk being gone in their mind, but they forget that Undisputed Era was supposed to feud with the elite.
Yeah.
And
I keep forgetting that they were all supposed to be there too.
Danielson missed like 2 months in the middle of summer, like throwing off any stories that they may have wanted to tell. So it's kind of hard to know. We got stuck with JAS versus BCC for 6 months.
Yep. Hopefully they're going to give us some stuff. Please. I mean, I appreciate the JAS and BCC because they've given us some good matches, some good stuff. You know, we got blood and guts out of it. That's cool. Time to move on.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate that any other faction with size that could be taken seriously was suspended.
I'm like AEW, you need to break up. You need this. We're gonna have to break up. I'm gonna send them a breakup letter. Like, please, we have to stop this now. Like, it was good times, but now it's times, and it's times to be over.
I mean, at least you have a group of 3 coming back with the House of Black, even though I personally do not take any interest in their video segments.
Yeah, I like all of them wrestling in the ring, but these video segments don't do it for me. Just
Julia has the most charisma of them all, and she has said like 2% of the words ever. Maybe 1%.
Yeah. I personally would like to see what they do with this whole thing that they got going on of the basically, the House of Black kind of died, but they're gonna come back stronger.
So my curiosity in bringing them up was between their video tonight, but if you can insert them to feud with either of the 2 groups that are really around that are significant, because you can look at Dark Order, you can look at the Embassy, you could look at Jay Lethal and whatever that group is. But I feel the way that they treat the House of Black, that all of those would be beneath them.
Yeah, that House of Black has to be at least like best friends, Like best friends is like the lowest you can probably go for House of Black.
That'd be actually a really good reintroduction.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you want them to be heels. But then after that, if you're sitting there, I guess maybe the next trios feud with the Elite after they take the belts.
Yeah. I think that's the only way to go.
I don't feel like them versus BCC or JAS is going to be fun. And I personally feel like they ruined Miro's promos when he was feuding with them. I just don't know who I'd trust to see them on the opposite side of.
Speaking of Miro, where is Miro?
At some point, he was filming a TV show in New York. I know that much.
Okay.
But it's been months and months of him barely being around. So I have to believe whenever that was,
Yeah,
done.
I don't know. Yeah, where's Miro? I want Miro back, please.
Maybe he's we talked about it on Wednesday. Maybe he's a surprise.
Ooh. He'd be a welcome surprise from me.
Let's see. Best friends of them, that's on 0 Hour. So don't bring him back there. I'm trying to think who's a face he can come back in and maybe like physically destroy. Because please do not have him like come and save Wardlow after Samoa Joe and Hobbs beat the shit out of him or something,
And he's been in that TNT title mix before, right? Yeah, yeah. So that would make sense, but I wouldn't like that, I don't think.
I just don't know where you would bring him back. That makes sense.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else though. Yeah.
Ooh. The last time we saw him, he wasn't really interested in teaming with them, but he was teaming with Sting and Darby. What if he comes out to neutralize Satnam Singh?
That would be cool. That would actually be cool. Okay, I'm down for that.
Have him destroy a giant. Although him coming out to help people in the first place just doesn't even really make sense. But
yeah, that's why the TNT title thing makes the most sense. Or could he just be like, "Hey, I'm repaying the favor, Sting and Darby, for helping me beat the House of Black."
It could.
So, yeah, I guess it could work that way too.
Or what if, like, Wardlow wins by pinning Hobbs, just as an example.
Mm-hmm.
And Samoa Joe isn't done with Wardlow, so he attacks Wardlow some more after. And Miro comes out and says, I want the Ring of Honor title. I mean, it would be the TV title, but...
yeah.
I still don't want that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Plus, speaking of that match, I really think that Joe has to eat the pin in this match. So you don't, because Joe can take the pin and it'll be fine. But Wardlow and Hobbs need the momentum.
Yeah, and
I don't think that's so I'm like, I think that Joe has to eat the pin, which means that it'll probably be Wardlow that wins if Joe has to eat. If I'm thinking that Joe has to be the one to eat the pin,
unless you are just doing it to protect Wardlow and not have Wardlow be pinned to move the title to Hobbs. So I mean, either one of those makes sense, but the feud was heading more towards Hobbs before anything.
Right.
So Joe was the add-in almost to like protect.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm like, yeah, I think Joe was added in here to eat the pin. I don't know. I was thinking about that today at work while I was bored as shit.
You know
My
what?
head gets spinning on these things.
You want to know what I feel bad about? I say nothing super consequential ever happens on Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
But not only did we have, the whole Hobbs showing up with the embassy and trying to get that push, but tonight you had the return of Mercedes Martinez.
Hey, mommy. Oops, my bad.
Should
Is it?
be a big deal. Could be a big deal.
It was a big deal for me.
But
because I love me some Mercedes Martinez.
They just do some of these things at Rampage, and when they come across, they kind of, they fall flat a lot, or at least not as great of a moment as you would hope.
Yeah, I mean, but she hadn't really been much on AEW TV as it was anyway.
I mean, for her specifically, it makes sense, but just in general, it's like, it kind of feels like they fail at the big moments on Rampage.
Yeah, but yeah, that was. I don't know. I did like this though. I don't know if that was Mercedes Martinez's best time to come back. I don't know. You could have found something cooler to do, but
it wasn't even the most shocking moment of the match.
Like this. What would you say was the most shocking moment of the match?
Athena laying Aubrey Edwards the fuck out.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we haven't really seen anyone put hands on refs like that in AEW.
Because I was actually going to say, get that graphic ready. Because I am actually using that as my hit of the night. Because, yeah, referees do not get attacked in AEW, and I love this heel turn for Athena. I think it's going to be perfect for her, especially with the recent heat that she's gotten too. I like this. And like her being mean in the ring just works.
She was definitely more aggressive, definitely on a mean streak. And she even kind of like, she was not in a like wrestling taunt sense, but she was taunting the fans as like the match went, just kind of mockingly.
Yeah, she does really well with that, because crowds have not been behind her, but they are responding to her now. They are definitely responding to her now, so this heel turn is definitely working for her. I'm happy that it's working for her. And it's more entertaining. Like, I already liked Athena, but this whole heel turn has made her more interesting to me.
I am good for anything that gets a big good reaction for her, because back when they were talking about who was coming in and everyone was like Toni Storm or Athena, I said I'd rather see Athena. Toni Storm has never done anything for me and had more of a chance. So for them to come in and we see Toni Storm as the women's champion, interim women's champion, with getting
until Thunder Rosa comes back,
no reaction. Yeah, it'd be kind of nice to see, if somehow Athena can come back from that and end up being the better of the two, because that's what I wanted to see.
Hey, this new look for her is I mean, not a look, but this new attitude for her is working, and I think I think this could be what gets her like pushed finally. I mean, she got this whole segment here on Friday on Rampage. You usually have to be either challenging the champion if you're a woman, or the champion to get on TV. Unfortunately, so.
And instead, she was just beating Madison Rayne, who has yet to win on TV. It feels like.
Yeah. So this was definitely just. I mean, it started as the highlight of Athena turning heel, and then Mercedes Martinez is back.
Wait.
And
Madison Rayne has won a match on TV.
She has?
Because remember, she won her very first match on TV to go right to facing Jade, and then it was lose, lose, lose.
Okay.
I don't remember who she faced, but I remember that being a thing. It's like, hey, she showed up, had her first match, won, and now she gets a championship opportunity.
And then Jade kicked her in the face. That's what happened. Anyways, Mercedes Martinez is back.
Happy belated birthday to her.
Happy belated birthday to her. Mercedes Martinez. Give me a call anytime. So that we can talk about birthday stuff, you know. You guys are weird. Don't think weird stuff, okay? Anyways. Athena versus Mercedes Martinez at some point. Maybe let's build this up a little bit more before we just throw the match out. But then again, Mercedes Martinez has been gone for a while, so they're going to want to get her in the ring right away.
Yeah, they're probably going to try to get something real quick for the Ring of Honor Final Battle pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. When is that?
Sometime in December.
I knew that.
But, yeah, Ring of Honor Women's Champion. I was actually just wondering about her the other day because I was like, what happened to that title?
Wait, what is the thing called?
Final Battle.
Final Battle. Son of a biscuit. It's the 10th.
Well, less than a month, so I mean, you can set that up.
Yeah. Yeah, you can make that happen.
All right, so prepare for Mercedes Martinez to be on Friday Night Rampages for the next few weeks because, you know, half of Rampage is Ring of Honor.
Yep. That's just what it is until they find out what they're doing with Ring of Honor. But Mercedes Martinez is back, so yeah.
So we mentioned one of these groups earlier in the show because we had Renee backstage with both Best Friends and the Factory, and Best Friends, they weren't cool with what happened, like pile driving Danhausen on the steps and stuff. So
yeah, that's messed up.
Want to fight all of the Factory. They point out that's 5-on-3. Orange Cassidy's got to tell them a couple of things.
One, Rocky Romero's tiny ass is hiding behind Trent. And you didn't see him at first. And he's just like, yeah, I'm here too.
They're literally like, where did you come from?
Yeah. I love that. They're just like, where did you come from? Because I was like, what the he was there?
I actually kind of guess that to be the first just because it makes more sense.
Yeah, and then QT is like, so that's still 5-on-4.
I said, I got two things to tell you. And then they hand QT a VHS tape. Or no,
a lot of people on there had probably never seen one. A lot of people watching today probably never seen one of those before. And hopefully someone was old enough to explain to them what a VHS tape is.
They're just like what are we supposed to do with this? But then they play the video on the big TV behind them anyway.
Yeah, and it's like a pretend, like it's a parody of a cryptic video because it's obviously Danhausen in the video, and they're like, "This is who our fifth person is. You don't know who it is, but they like showed the face paint and stuff."
Because it was like through like an old time like splicing in the movie reel, so like splicing stuff. And as the reel's going through the circles, you would see Danhausen's face. But he also had a giant freaking steak, and he poured out some of his jar of teeth on the table. So, you know, that was supposed to be like the dark and menacing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. Whoever the best friend's mystery partner is, that's probably who's gonna tip the scales on 0 Hour.
Wait, I'm trying to remember what it said on the graphic, because even though it was obvious, they still did it. It said like very.
It had question marks, or no.
There was one that said like very nice, very mysterious tag team partner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I just know they had like a yellow outline of Danhausen.
Yeah, it might have been very evil, very mysterious.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't even notice that. I just saw that the yellow outline was obviously Danhausen.
I think QT in the factory even said like it's Danhausen.
Yeah, they did. They were like, "That's Danhausen."
Honestly, that plays right into the best friends anyway.
Yeah, that's such a best friends thing. Oh, we didn't do so. Now that we know about 0 Hour, predictions we can do. I mean, I guess we don't really need to do predictions for these because these are kind of obvious.
Ricky Starks and best friends, and that's the only matches I can think of.
I think those. What was there any others? I thought those were the only two.
Might be it. I don't know. Because I know originally we thought, you know, Moriarty and Hook might have ended up on 0 Hour, but it was on Rampage.
Yeah, they actually fit that in on Rampage. I was hoping that it would be on 0 Hour so they'd get a little more time.
But speaking...
okay, go ahead. Let's speaking of...
Well,
Hook.
Danhausen's former tag team partner.
Hookhausen.
I'm so happy they didn't make anyone like turn on anyone. It just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah, which makes sense because, you know, Hook seems like the kind of guy that would just flake and be like, whatever.
I'm going to go buy another bag of chips and never come back.
Yeah, like that's perfectly reasonable for Hook. And then Danhausen is just Danhausen, so
Shrugs his shoulder.
I'm gonna go hang out with these guys now.
Nice little match between him and Lee Moriarty.
Yeah. This was the most wrestling I've seen from Hook, and that was my fear going into this match, is that it was going to be too quick. So I was like, Lee Moriarty can go, dog. I want to see Hook wrestle someone that can actually wrestle, and got to see it. And I was like, I was pleasantly surprised. Not even surprised. I was just happy to see Hook actually wrestling.
Well,
instead of just pretty much squashing somebody.
Let's put it this way. Hook is having more competitive matches now than Wardlow.
Oh, yeah. Because, Wardlow pretty much just squashes. You know, big meaty men bumping meat.
So who knows? I mean, I still feel like there's a number of things that you seemingly that we don't know about Hook. That it's probably still going to be another couple of years before he's more seriously, like, every week, big, like, a focal point.
Yeah. because the whole not wanting to talk thing won't work if you're gonna push him to like main events and stuff.
He's basically where Jungle Boy was when AEW started.
Okay. I don't know how that was, but okay.
Super young, super popular.
It's like what
didn't
Hook
talk.
Is. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's see if Hook can talk. But then, I don't know. It's gonna be weird with the way his character is.
It's gonna take time.
Because the whole draw to his character is that he's the strong, silent type that eats chips.
It's gonna take time and need a good story.
Definitely. I need this water.
I don't know what that story could be, considering he doesn't talk. But maybe. Hey, as long as I'll know as we get more and more consistent matches and consistently competitive matches, that means we're going to be getting closer and closer to whenever they actually pull the trigger on that story.
All I know is Hook can wrestle. And I was happy to see that he could wrestle. So let's see him do some more stuff.
I forget how old he is.
12.
Because
probably at least 14.
There's another aspect to it that I was thinking about. He is 23, but I don't know if... Does he have a future at his size? Or does he... How much does he need to possibly bulk up?
Depends on... I don't know. Yeah, maybe so. Just because his character is just that strong, silent type, and if you're gonna be half the size of the other guy all the time, it's hard to believe.
Like, he doesn't even necessarily need to gain a ton of mass. But if he can get some, like, really, like, just the muscles being bigger or more toned a little bit without the overall mass necessarily. Because, yeah, you need personality, and I feel like he needs to get a little bit bigger. Kind of.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of at that age where...
he's at that age where he's gonna start to get some meat on his bones, because it's like right in that 25 area where you get like, that's when you're like actually in your grown man body.
And, you know, kind of along the same feelings that I've talked about with Dante. It's like, all right, you're going to start to look not like you're a teenager anymore, and it's gonna make a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, he already doesn't look like a teenager anymore. I'm like, yeah, he looks like he's in his very early 20s. He just looks like a buff 20-year-old.
It's ever since when we first started talking about it, it's been a couple months, and as I like start to pay attention more and more, I'm like, the changes they're happening. In a year from now, he's not even gonna look remotely the same.
Yeah, but he's like a buff 20-year-old now.
But back to Hook.
Yeah.
It was an FTW championship match, so, you know, even though it was against Lee Moriarty and he's awesome, Hook wins.
Even with Stokely. Minimal interference, but some interference. Surprisingly, Stokely didn't do more, because usually he is all up in that shit.
It'll be
Like he would be up
interesting.
on the ringside. Yeah, just like grabbing on the ropes, grabbing the ref.
I wonder how he'll make an impact on Full Gear, especially with the finals and Ethan Page no longer on the show.
Yeah, that sucks for the momentum of that group as a whole. Because the Gun Club FTR thing never really materialized like I thought it was going to for Full Gear. And that's going to be something else sometime.
That might be down the road, because I know, like, FTR, like, last time we saw them on TV, they were talking about how they were bouncing, like, they went from Japan and flew right back over here, and then they were on Dynamite. And
yeah. So I don't know about that. I don't know.
the Murray
Yeah, the
just
firms.
lost
What are you
multiple
going to do?
matches for titles.
Only thing, because MJF beat up the whole firm, kinda. he did some Three Stooges moves on them and made them hit themselves and all that stuff. So I'm like, when MJF wins, are they going to do something to MJF and be like, ha ha ha, or well, that was probably what the plan was, because Ethan Page is probably winning this title qualifier thing. And that's probably what the whole plan was for them to attack MJF or something after he wins the belt. But then it's also MJF's first time getting the belt, and I feel like they would let him be
Right.
this, be the triumphant champion if it's his first time getting the belt.
And they go off on, like, either a happy note, celebratory, or whatever.
Yeah, like I feel like you would do that to Mox because he's had the belt 84 times already. Like, because his title reigns don't matter anymore now, I feel like. Especially with them being short and really close together.
Jeez, I don't even remember anymore. Interim, lost the unification, went back in the tournament.
Yeah. And say, yeah, interim lost the unification. Or no, he won the unification, lost
The
the
rematch.
Yeah.
Stupid CM Punk.
Yeah, I'm not even he who must not be named.
But that leaves the main event, which, in a sense, for once on Rampage, it actually felt like the main event.
This match was the main event and should have been the main event. Definitely. Konosuke Takeshita's back. And we get to see Jun Akiyama. I don't know anything about him, but clearly a legend in Japan if they're making a big deal out of him. And Eddie Kingston says this is a dream match for him.
Oh, they drove that point home all night.
Yeah, they did mention it from the start of the show until the match started. This is a dream match for Eddie. And then during the whole match, it was Eddie wants to impress June.
I wanted to start off the match with him, and Takeshi's like, nope, not happening.
He's like, I just got back, and I am here to wrestle, sir.
They talked about how it was like a daddy issue with Eddie, saying like he just after everything he did, he would look over at June and be like, "Are you happy now? Do I impress you? Do I make you proud?"
Said you like that, Daddy?
But
Did I do good?
it was weird. They talked about how at one point they were like, Ortiz has been doing a lot of this match on his own or whatever. I was like, are you crazy? I was like, the whole story of this match was the fact that Eddie could never get in the ring at the same time as Akiyama. Takeshita was doing like everything on his own for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Because Takeshita is back, baby, and I'm happy. Takeshita being back should have been my hidden knife.
Hold on, I haven't used it.
You
So
guys don't
just...
know how you guys don't know how much I love Takeshita. I'm happy he's back. So happy he's back. That means we are going to get some very high quality matches in the near future.
And if he's gonna be back around for a while,
and possibly my favorite brainbuster in wrestling.
imagine if he's gonna be
And
around for a
definitely
while,
the best German suplex.
and he gets to have like a like an actual story, as opposed to his story just being, I'm a great wrestler, let's wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what his story is in AEW. Everybody's just like, I've heard this guy is really good, so I want him to help me look good and elevate me.
I mean, it got him to have some good matches with some
He did.
high quality names in AEW. Lost them.
I'll say he lost them all, but he had some really good matches. Let's give him some wins now. He's back. Cash back, baby.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know who he beat, but remember he lost on Battle of the Belts to Claudio, and then like on Dynamite the next week, he had like his going away match, and they actually let him win. It was like, yay! But you could tell he was sad that he was leaving for a bit.
Yeah.
It was someone decent, but not major.
I can't remember. Yeah. That's gonna kill me.
Guess what? He got another win tonight, though.
Yes, he did. Dude, that last exploder Akiyama did on Ortiz looked good.
I was torn because it felt like you didn't see like it's an exploder suplex, and it feels like the actual like lifting part, the pop wasn't super explosive, but he like
the way he
him over
landed it
low.
looked like
Yeah,
more like a buster. Yeah.
he
And
kept him low
as
to
we
the
all
ground
know,
right
I
on the
am a
net.
big fan of brain busters. So yeah, it was, I don't know, yeah, it was cool. It was like an exploder brain buster almost, and I thought that was dope. That one looked good. Then just Japanese wrestlers are so just clean in the ring. Like that DDT Eddie got on Takeshita, it looked so nasty.
Akiyama hit Ortiz with a hell of a pile driver that I was actually worried about.
That was dope too.
When you can see the top of their head below the legs, that's probably not a good sign when it comes to pile drivers.
Yeah.
Especially when they don't like really fall back, like how you see them try to protect by doing that. So I was just watching and trying to make, I'm like, this is one of those neck spots. I'm gonna be like, are you okay? Like, show me you can move before I pay attention to anything else.
I know. That's always my first thing is I'm like, that looked cool, but please move. Please move.
Like,
don't be paralyzed or something.
Like those released Germans and stuff, when you see the people essentially roll right on the top of their head, I'm like, come on, be okay.
That's why I like Takeshita's German suplexes so much, because it looks like somebody just It's done. It's over.
The
I would not want to take one of those.
Kenny Snapdragon looks vicious. When I watch it, I realize why he's able to do it so safely, even though it looks vicious. Because he actually snaps them back to land like on the shoulder blades, and then it just has so much speed they roll over after.
Yeah.
He does it more like a suplex where he goes over this way as opposed to over the head to the. But Akiyama got that knee to the back of the head and that exploder suplex. I realized it's because he almost holds onto him, kind of like how a fisherman suplex is, as opposed to a toss. So he gets that like whipping motion, and since they're landing like high on the shoulders and the neck, like it looks more devastating.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the same explosive factor because you're not trying to throw them like Eddie would.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, he's not. I don't know. It's the landing that does it for me, I guess. I think that's what I liked. It's the landing that does it for me because I'm like, oh, be okay.
Honestly,
all right, you're okay.
It's more of a wrestling move. It's like he keeps more control, so he holds on to you. You land in a position that looks more devastating, and you notice how quickly he was able to roll over right into the pin with it.
Yeah. A1 this match, man.
They let the legend end the show, AEW Rampage, with his hands held high.
Yeah. Yeah. Ashton's back. Jun Akiyama is old as dirt, but he looks good in the ring still. I wish I had seen him in his prime.
You could have grown up to be like Eddie. Be like, that guy makes me want to fight people.
I don't know. He probably wouldn't have made me want to fight people, but I probably would have at least enjoyed watching him fight people.
I feel like probably Minoru Suzuki probably has a lot of like that kind of stuff going on for him now.
I bet he probably did, yeah. That's like no wrestling. I guess when I was a kid, Goldberg used to get me amped. So I'm like, oh, that guy's buff as fuck. I'm gonna be like him. I'm gonna be a big meaty man bumping meat. And then I didn't do that because no.
Hey, he did start off with football.
See,
He
there
could
we
have
go.
followed the path.
I got a football background, yeah. But no, I couldn't have.
All right. Well,
If I was like 2 inches taller.
height-wise, you'd fit in pretty solid with AEW.
I'm just yeah. But if I was going to be a big meaty man bumping meat, I want to be in WWE. I don't want to be in AEW, because if you're a big meaty man in AEW, that means you are on the mid card.
Third, could be having matches with Hobbs and Samoa Joe.
Yeah, those are the good big meaty men. Like, you know, I'm just saying, like, other than those guys, if you're a big meaty man, you're just bumping meat.
I didn't even include Wardlow because I don't like him.
He be bumping. No, I mean, well, he don't bump meat. He just squashes.
Go to Ring of Honor and you're with the Embassy.
Yeah, let him join instead of Hobbs.
But that being said, it's 12:30. I work tomorrow.
God.
That's it for us. And also,
Ew.